Well, folks, this is officially the beginning of episode 25.
I feel like I'm the only one still here.
Wait, you can't see anybody? Nathan? Nathan?
I can't hear anybody.
I think Nathan's having a real bad lag. Nathan, can you hear me?
All right, I'm going to back out and open in a new browser. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Yeah, no worries.
It happens.
Well,
yeah, I can't hear anything. It's all messed up. I'll be right back.
As I was saying,
we thought this would be back free
to episode 25 of the Wet Shavers Roundtable, folks. Yeah, so you just witnessed that happening.
Naturally, like we could have a show that
recording
kind of mishaps.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's such as the nature of the internet. Apparently, I swear it has nothing to do with us. We are completely competent folks, but yeah, sometimes this stuff happens, and it's kind of comical. And you know, I'm learning to embrace these moments. But we're here today to talk, well, per usual, wet shaving and all things regarding wet shaving and our passion and love and enjoyment of the craft, as I like to call it. So, welcome back, folks. We have, well, you know, and I'd like to make an announcement and welcome Scott Ostermiller officially to the panel. Now, Scott's been a guest on the show many times. I think about 2 or 3 times at least now. The last show was he was pretty much, we were putting him on the panel. We didn't make an announcement, but we did put him on the panel, and it's official. Scott is our replacement bald guy.
Woohoo!
You always need at least one to keep the balance.
One head shaver.
No, that's not true. He's not replacing Con. Con is still on the panel as well. Just Con is extremely busy right now with a lot of other things going on. Including,
hey, congratulations to Con with the straywhisker.com.au. He's opening up Australia's probably only wet shaving gear distributor, man. So congratulations to Con, man. Big ups to you.
Yeah, congratulations, Con. And that's exactly, and because of all that, I mean, he's carrying a lot of stock, and he's it's a huge operation what he's putting together, and he is going to be putting wet shaving on the map in Australia. Well, you know, with the help of other things like different forums and whatnot. The paste and cut comes to mind, but like wet shaving is starting to it's starting to make noise in Australia, and Con's going to be a big part of it. So yeah, congrats to Con, and we miss you, buddy, but we understand, and he will be back, and maybe if he's watching, he'll participate. So in the comment section. So yes, we got Scott, we got David, and we got our very, very special guest today, Nathan Zowada, or Zowada,
right. That's great.
where you coming from.
Yeah.
Nice.
First off, just let me start by saying that I'm super excited that Nathan's on the show. I'm like the resident straight razor shaver on the show. I'm the one that probably straight razor shaves the most. And one of the families that, or at least the name that I heard a lot when I started wet shaving and researching straight razors on that was Nathan's father, Tim Zowada. So like I'm almost even kind of having like a little groupie feeling right now because I've been such a fan of Tim's work. And then Nathan also does the work, and I'm a huge fan of his stuff. So I'm kind of having the teenage girl moment. I'm about to throw my panties on the stage.
David, I think that's the first person that's ever said anything like that in my whole life.
Yeah.
Not even his wife. No, just kidding.
Yeah, not even my wife has said that. No.
That I feel a little icky and violated after that. But that said, I too am by default and by guilty by association. I too am a fan of your dad's. As well as you now, Nathan. So there may be people out there that don't know you or don't know much about you or maybe can't pronounce your last name. Can you just tell us a little about yourself and how this all came to be?
Sure. Well, it started about 2 years ago. I've been happily self-employed for 2 years, making straight razors for 2 years.
Awesome.
I started working in the medical community and had a great job, good bennies and all that great stuff, and hated it. Absolutely hated my job. And so my father, being the craftsman that he is, said, "Hey, you're pretty good with your hands. Why don't you give this whole straight razor making thing a try?" And I did, and it turned out pretty well. And last year I won the Badger and Blade Best Straight Razor under $500 award, and I was really bummed to see it this year was given away to the Feather Artisan Club.
Oh,
Feather Artisan Club, best straight razor of the year.
Well, it's
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's the Artisan Club, which in all honesty, for what it is, it's a pretty awesome razor. But so I'm 27 years old, self-employed, making tons of razors every month and trying to find the new best thing. So
finally, we're talking to somebody that's not a decade older than me. Yes. That's right, baby. I'm 28.
Hey, I'm only 30, man.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Well,
that's 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm 25.
Your age.
You're not.
No one believes that anymore. There was a time.
All the pictures I post on Facebook and Instagram when I'm actually out hanging out with people, it's like of people 2 decades older than me. So I'm like, shit, I need to find some friends close to my age.
Dude, that's nothing. When I was younger, I was in a rock and roll band. I would look out into the audience to see teenage girls and whatnot. Awesome. Now I get on stage and it's a bunch of, well, it's you guys and middle-aged men. Like, looking at it, it's like, but
your audience has changed just slightly.
Yeah, slightly, but whatever. Reference. I'm just playing, fellas. So this started when for you?
2 years ago. So let's see, it's 2015. So 2013 it all started.
2013. Wow. It's shave time is like dog years, where stuff just moves so fast, but seems so long ago.
It does. It took me a long time to find my niche, so to speak.
Yeah. And as it does, I'm a firm believer that everyone out there is a genius at something, and some people never find it because it can be the most bizarre thing. It's like cleaning your toenails or something like that. But you're really good at it, but you never realize it, and you're dead before you do. But yours happens to be metalwork. Can you explain the process to us for people that don't know much about it, such as myself?
For making a straight razor?
Yeah, from the ground up.
Well, from the ground up. Only recently have I gotten into yeah. Well, there's a story with that I'll maybe get into later, depending on how long you guys go. But anyways, what I do.
We're here for the long haul, so you got time.
Cool.
Yeah, I still have to mix a drink.
It's like the longest commercial ever. Well, I've got my little cup of water right here, so I'm all good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love that thing. Anyways, so from the ground up, so to speak. Making straight razors is my dad kind of has a saying, if he can do it, it can't be that hard. And it's kind of the same thing for me. If I can do it, it can't be that hard. You just have to want to, and you have to like a tolerance for tedium. You have to like doing the same thing over and over again, perfectly every time. So I kind of got on the scene, and a lot of guys were messing around with forging, taking a hammer and actually forging a razor. A lot of guys were doing stock removal, and I figured, for the time and money, it's what your time's worth, that stock removal is the best. So I get pieces of metal water jetted out of sheets of metal. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I do. It's water jetted, so high-pressure water jet cuts them out. You give them a CAD file, they cut it out, and then from there it's grinding and shaping before heat treat. And so this all gets hand ground one side at a time. The tang gets tapered. I don't know if you can see there's a tapered tang there. This is a standard 5/8 size right here. So the tang gets tapered. The bevels get ground. It gets heat treated. My father and I, we have a salt bath heat treating system. So it's very accurate and allows you to control your temperature. And it also provides an atmosphere where you don't get decarburization in your razor, which is really, really nice. So with our heat treating, we get the razors about 63 Rockwell. And then we temper them back to about 61, 62. 61, 62 is a great shaving razor. And then we hand finish it from there with grinders and by hand. So all in all, it takes about, for one of my razors, one of my $300 razors, it takes about...
By grinders, you mean strippers, right?
Strippers. No.
No. Okay. Sorry.
No.
Carry on. I'm sorry.
No, a really expensive Bader B3 grinder. That's what I've been using for a long time. I just finally built my own from the ground up to do what I want to do. But all in all, it takes about 4 or 5 hours to make one of mine. So
not bad. That's not bad at all.
Time too. No. I want to be faster. I'd love to be able to grind a razor like some of these guys can do in 45 minutes, but I can't do that.
Monkeys. You need to get monkeys and train them. I'm thinking of buying someone also. So
if I do, we can buy I'm a monkey.
yeah, you definitely got right on.
Yeah.
David, do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I'm just writing back.
Or anyone out there, do you have any questions for Nathan? I know. I'm trying to communicate with people.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, this is difficult, folks. This is multitasking at its finest. Yeah. This is not Google Plus, folks. This is a whole other.
It's kind of fun though. It's actually this is like as interactive as it possibly can get for us. So I'm actually kind of excited by it. But yeah, Nathan, what type of grind do you usually grind your razors to? Is it a quarter, half, or do you have different options?
Right now, all I have available is quarter hollow grind. I mean, it is the easiest grind to do for sure on a razor, just from a maker's standpoint. But later this spring, I'll be offering full and full half. And
that actually answered my next question. I was gonna ask why is it that most custom razors come quarter hollow? So there you go.
Well, if I may interject or tag a question onto yours, David. For those people that might not be necessarily strictly straight razor shavers,
thank you.
Can you kind of explain the difference in performance or feel between, or even appearance between quarter, half, full hollow razors?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, I don't even know. This is a great brandless straight razor. I don't know if I can get it close enough, but that is a full hollow. It's really hard to see on the camera, probably. Yeah, that's a full hollow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, right there. A little lower right there. Perfect.
Right there.
Yeah. So that's a full hollow grind. And full hollow means that it's really thin. I know there's some people who have a preference on whether or not it has a bell in it. It really doesn't matter from a maker's standpoint whether or not. But the primary difference between a full hollow and a quarter hollow, we'll just skip over the half hollow. Half hollow for everybody watching means something in between quarter and full. It's a half. So, and there's a question. I can't read that right now. Anyways, quarter hollow, easy to grind, will feel a lot heavier in your hand. Doesn't make that classic, pinging, scraping sound on your face like a full hollow does. Yeah. A full hollow tends to be a little bit more flexible on your face. A lot of people perceive that it's smoother. I really haven't found that to be true.
Okay.
There's a full hollow right down there.
Now, do you know the origin of the term hollow is because you're hollowing away the metal? I mean,
I would assume,
okay.
I would
so
assume
that's at least it's a good mnemonic device for folks out there who want to remember what it means.
Yeah, but it is interesting. There is this perception that a full hollow or a half hollow shaves better than a quarter hollow, and I think it really has to do with personal perception.
Also,
I think it has to do a lot with personal perception. Scott shaking his head. I don't know what that means.
It's also, but I think it's just a matter of personal preference and the feel of the face. Because even though I'm not one of those people that believes a quarter hollow or a full hollow shaves any better. Of course, the edge I think is going to be the primary factor on that. But it's just a desired feel on the face. Like my desired feel, I prefer a full hollow on the face. It just feels nice. I love that. I love the little singing that the blade does. That's my preference. Do I ever feel that I'm getting a better shave from it? No. But it's just a preference of the face feel for me.
Yeah, customers' perception is everything. So, personally, I like quarter hollow. That's what I like to shave with, even though you can tell I haven't shaved in a while.
Let's talk about that. But, what's going on? Poser.
The wife likes it. The wife likes it. I'm not arguing with her. She's in charge. Yeah. I just make the money. So
honestly,
if she's not happy, I'm not happy.
Not many people know this or they play dumb when it comes to this, but keeping a beard as well trimmed as yours does take possibly more work, especially if you're using a straight to shape it and underneath it. Shaping it underneath too it's a lot of work. It's a steady hand. So mad props.
Yeah, you gotta cut the corners, the cheeks in and the chin, and make sure.
There's a whole different. I have a whole technique, but it involves
monkeys. Oil
it.
It involves monkeys.
Yeah.
But so because there's a higher demand for half and full hollows, I'm going to be offering those this spring. But the reason I've been making quarter hollows is because I like them. It's kind of like Mr. Ford back in the day with the Model A. You could have any color you wanted as long as it was black. Yeah. And that's kind of how my philosophy has been. But the customers don't seem to like that so much, so I'll be offering more options.
Yeah. Well, it's Generation Y. They like their choices, I'm told. Now, we have some questions coming in from the forums. I don't know if you guys can see these as well, right? If you scroll back up, Nate, I think they begin for you at
Yep, I see.
Any reason you get water cut blanks versus die cut? You already answered that, right?
Well, the reason why I get water cut blanks is because, just to be completely honest, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than getting drop forging done. To get drop forging done here in the States, you've got about a $5,000 to $10,000 die fee.
Yep.
And then you have, then most of the suppliers will want to sell you the steel as well as drop forge it, and they'll want to heat treat it. I want to have complete control over all of that. So
have you ever considered doing the more detailed custom work, like actual hand forging with the hammer? Have you dabbled in that at all?
Yeah, a little bit. And that's something that would put the price of a razor a lot higher because it takes more man hours. And I bill my razors not on perceived value or what I can get for them. It's the razor is literally billed for time and materials.
Yeah.
So just like a car mechanic, you get billed for time and materials.
And currently, are you making any other any other metal work, such as like kitchen cutlery and whatnot?
Maybe in the future. I've played around with it a little bit, but that's a whole nother can of worms compared to the straight shaving world and the wet shaving world. Kitchen knives and cutlery is tough to do. It's really tough to do and really tough to succeed at. You've got a lot of people that start up every year and they fail as soon as they start because they're not good at marketing. They're not marketing experts like Mr. Smythe over there. But
hardly.
You are, dude. You're a total marketing expert. Yeah. You had me believing for the longest time that was actually your name. I honestly believe that.
Apparently, I had a lot of people believe in that.
Until JD Armand told me that wasn't your name.
Honestly, it's my legal trade name. I mean, it's my LLC. So, you either have your parents' name or your name yourself. I mean, I don't. I get really.
Well, if your last name was Buttkiss, I'd want to name myself.
I keep that. Join a band. Or the circus.
Yeah, that'd be good. Going back to the forging, I see a question here from Ultra Highlander that says, have you ever tried or wanted to try and go old school with hammer and anvil for straight making? Yes, that'd be really awesome. Part of what my dad does is he's actually bloomery smelting his own steel from iron ore. So he's physically making his own steel. And that's something I'm going to get a little bit more into, but that drives the price of a razor from $300 to $335 up to the $2,000, $3,000 range real fast.
Crazy.
So I have, but it's not faster and it's not better. It's just.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with you on that. I have shaved with both, obviously modern production and of course like the stamped ones that you're getting or water jetted, and also full custom. Mm-hmm. And no, it shaves all the same. It's just, of course, with the whole hammering it out and stuff, you probably get a little bit more personal details and stuff.
And that's why drop forging is so cool. Where they actually take a sheet of or a round stock of metal and they smack it with a hammer. It makes the shape of a razor. Is you can get really complex shapes into a razor, like you see Dobos and Thyrsusards with their names stamped in the side. That's done in the die casting process. You get their around their logo, like on a Thyrsusard, you've got the double stripes on the tang. That's part of the forging process. Things that I would have to cut in customly by hand, they can get in a die forging process. And it's awesome. If I could go with die forging, I would, but it's too expensive here in the States for razors. So yeah, any other questions?
Guys, any questions from the forum? And welcome, Bryon. I see you finally made it.
A lot of people are joining in. I think they're just enjoying the ride right now. Everybody's kind of getting used to it. A lot of people are joining us live, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. More than I anticipated.
Yeah.
One question that I had a lot of people sending me throughout the week is, what would we, I guess as a group or each individually, what would we recommend to help maintain an edge? In terms of, do you use Crocs? Do you use the linen side often? Do you just go leather? What would be your guys' preferences in terms of your straight razor maintenance and keeping the edge nice and keen?
To keep the edge nice and keen, I think the first and foremost thing that would be most important, from my perspective, I know everybody has their own opinion, and I definitely don't want to step on it.
They'll crucify you otherwise.
Yeah. YouTube channels, we've all had those moments where we say something and it's fucking blasphemy in the world.
Blows up in your face.
Yeah. And maybe I have a little bit different perspective because I'm from the side of actually manufacturing the straight razors, and I put a lot of time into the scientific end of everything, why things do things, why things don't. As far as I know, I'm the only straight razor maker with access to a micro hardness tester and metallurgical grade microscopes, so I can actually cut a razor in half and look at the grain structure and the tempering and.
I would love to see that shit. If I ever find my way to Michigan, I want to see that. That sounds fucking awesome.
You can come up to
major geek out opportunities there.
Can I meet your father?
Yeah. But anyways, I would say the primary most important thing for a newbie straight shaver is make sure that you have purchased a decent strop. Don't get something really cheap from Pakistan because that stuff's just junk. It's just junk. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it straight out. It's just total junk. And make sure you hold your strop tight. No loose stropping. I think that's the primary thing where people get really dissatisfied with their straight razors really fast is they're holding their strops loose and they completely roll the edge or make their edge too obtuse on their straight razor. And they get frustrated with it and they never pick it back up. So hold that strop tight and don't cut it in half.
Yeah.
But other than that, good stones to buy that won't break your bank. I know that everybody has their own taste in stones. For just an average Joe, a 4,000 Norton whetstone and an 8,000 Norton whetstone, not the combo stone. Individually buy them. And then there's a ton
why
of
exactly would you say do not buy the combo stone? Because the combo stone is very, very popular. Why buy them separate?
I know. Because flipping them over inside, if I had a combo stone and because of how it lays inside its case, I would want to freshly lap that every single time I use it where, I'm stropping or honing up from a maker's perspective. You have to remember this is from a maker's perspective. Sometimes I'm honing 40, 50 razors a day. And so I have separate stones, I lap them, I relap them every 4 or 5 razors. Depending on how many I'm doing. But just if you ever want to trade something out, okay, I want to go with a different 4,000 or different 8,000, you can move around your selection easier. And I think for the value, you get a lot more stone for sure because it's thicker with non-combo stone over the combo. But because of how it lays in its tray, I would want to lap that thing.
Is it a fear that you could possibly get some of the higher grit on the lower and kind of mess things up since they are laying in the case together like that?
Yeah, for sure. And when I'm doing my honing, I've got a big, huge marble bench block. It weighs like 200 pounds. I've got my different trays with my different stones and stone holders, and never the two shall ever meet each other because I don't want cross contaminations with grits. So, and that's actually one of the reasons why I don't buy some other stones that I won't mention because this message board would go crazy if I mentioned the stones I didn't like. Because there are some manufacturers. Yeah, there are some manufacturers where when they're actually casting, especially the synthetic stones, when they're casting the stones, they're cross-contaminating their grits. There's a manufacturer out there that makes a really nice 30,000 grit stone, but it's got 4,000 grit medium in it because of cross-contamination of the manufacturing process. So, that's why I would stay away from a combo stone. You get cross-contamination unless you're spraying that off really well or lapping it every single time.
This is some seriously geeky talk going on.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Well, hey, I can't shave my head to save my life. So.
I'm going to try that shit one day. I'm going to chop the crap out of myself. I already know it, though. And just, Nathan, we had Luke Webster on the show maybe a couple months ago. And I know you did some consulting work for Luke and the Grims. Do you know what kind of input or some kind of advice, any of the advice that maybe your dad may have recommended to them in terms of their quality control and some of their processes? Or
you're going to hate this answer, but because it was a legit legal business operation between my father and
I kind of figured. I'm actually not that upset by that answer. I kind of figured, but if I could get anything, I was just going to give it a shot there. Just see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Luke's a pretty cool guy, and I like what some of the things that he's done for the wet shaving community. But at the same time, he's a businessman just like me, and I don't want to get a stack of paper this high, and because I've violated any confidentiality agreements. So my dad helped them out. They took what they wanted, and they modified their processes a little, but I can't divulge anything that he did. I know almost everything that he did.
No, that's not a problem. Don't even worry about that. We don't need you guys getting. We really don't need to get in trouble. Again, I kind of figured that.
Yeah, but Nathan, can you tell us exactly what you did though?
You're an idiot.
What I did?
You're such an idiot.
Your dad. Yeah.
No, I can't tell you.
Okay.
You'd kill me. You'd come up with my house and kill me.
Okay. Well, it's funny because you come from the medical industry background where it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's patient doctor confidentiality. It's very similar when you're, yeah. So moving on. This brings us to the pretty much. Unless there's any more questions out there for Nathan, because I'm also curious to know what his go-to shave setup is for, at least for this last week. And we move on from Nathan to Scott to David and myself maybe in some products we've been experimenting with or using lately. And so starting with you, Nathan, do you have anything for us today?
Sure. The last thing I shaved was this J.S. Turner. It's a really nice old vintage straight razor. I don't know if you can see.
Shiny.
It's got some stuff on the blade.
Yeah.
It's very shiny. Yeah. It's pretty amazing how polished they could get these old razors. It's a nice old razor. It's really loose in the scales, which I'm not a fan of. But unlike a lot of people, I hold my straight razors like this. I know a lot of people hold them like this. Personal preference.
Like ping pong.
Last brush
What's that? Ping pong.
Yeah, it's like ping pong.
I hold my paddle with pencil holder grip.
Yeah, so after that, for cleanup, I use my Feather ASD2, which is probably my favorite safety razor on the planet.
Nice.
And the feather blades. I like feather blades. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. And for my soap, I used from JD and Marie, I used Through the Fire Fine Craft Angel's Share, which is probably one of my favorite smelling soaps. I was tempted to use this, but I know some people have an issue with this guy's soap.
Don't know why.
But I won't go any farther than that. Yeah, no, I actually really like that stuff. One of my good customers, Ethan, he got that soap for me. And for aftershave, I had to run out the door 2 days ago, so I didn't use an aftershave, which is a travesty.
Yeah.
And for a brush, I used a cheap, junky Walmart.
Wow.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
I did. It was $6, man.
Well, for science.
It didn't smell like badger poop.
Yeah. For science. What brand was it?
For science, yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what the brand is. I'm trying to remember. It's that you get the little shave kit from Walmart. It's the bowl, a puck of soap. It's got a windmill for a logo.
Yeah,
Vanderhagen.
Vanderhagen.
Yeah, Vanderhagen. It was a Vanderhagen.
It's a great little starter kit, folks, for those of you who are watching that maybe not wet shavers. Yeah. It's a good place to start.
It was one of the first brushes I ever had.
I started off with some really crappy brushes. I had no idea. I didn't know it could be better.
Well, it's my fast, I don't care about it brush. Yeah. So, it was one of those get out the door fast things.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like anything else. It's like a musician. If you can sound good on a crappy guitar or a crappy drum set, you're going to sound awesome on the real deal. So,
so get a real brush, Nathan. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like to send me one? I'm a very poor razor maker. I can't afford those fancy $40 brushes. So.
Yeah, I can't either. It just makes no sense. I feel like I should put it in a cage if I do. Like, is this a guinea pig? No, that's my brush cage. It's $400. Its name is Bart, and then his father's Homer, and it's a whole family of them. But yeah, there was a joke in there. There was a joke.
His brother Big, which is a 30 millimeter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kong climbing up the top of the cage. Excellent. So is that it for you for your week, Nathan, of products used or experimented with?
Pretty much. I shave a couple times a week, and that was the last shave I did was with those products. So just fast and dirty and out the door because, I don't dress like this for the shop. That's for sure.
We got our Sunday best, folks.
The shop and my grinder really don't care about how I look and how I shave. But I know some viewers would, so I
Nice.
cleaned up.
He cleans up well, folks. Cleans up well. You should have seen him during our test recording the other night. What a mess. Yeah. Well, crystal meth.
It's all good.
I was so tired.
Scott, what do you got?
So let's see, what have I got this week? Oh, some awesome stuff, actually. So, quick shout out to Casey Monson, who's tuned in with us today. He makes this right here. Bluebell Artisan soaps. And this one is peppermint. He sent me full-size peppermint and then also a few samples of barbershop, a sandalwood, a one called Spice Rack, and then one that's called Lime Wood. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there, Casey. But this stuff is actually fantastic. I was really, really blown away. And it's made right here in Utah. So
I'm sorry, Scott, what's the company name?
So the company name is Bluebell Artisan Soaps.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was messaging somebody and I totally missed it. Bluebell
Artisan Soaps. So
cool.
Really great stuff. I mean, this peppermint one is, I mean, it's enough peppermint to help clear your sinuses and help it to feel nice and cool, but not like burn your face off peppermint. It was really, really nice. I like that. But this isn't my favorite of the ones that he sent me. It's a really good soap.
Do tell.
This one that I just shaved with this morning, he sent me the sample of it, Spice Rack.
Oh, right on.
This is
what's in that?
Freaking-tastic. Oh, man. You probably wouldn't like it, David, because it smells a little bit, well, actually you might. But it's like somewhere in between citrus and bay rum. But it's not quite a bay rum. It's got some of that spice in it, but to me it smells
spiced orange.
Yeah, you remember last week we were talking about wassail?
Yeah,
that to me
I do.
It smells like. that to me
nice. Okay,
it is.
Okay.
Oh man, I like in my shave today. I lathered up and I didn't want to remove the soap from my face.
You didn't have to on
that
that part.
I was I was just.
Should just rubbed it on the rest of you.
I should have. I really should have.
Clearly, you should have done that.
Yeah, so good. So good. So I'm going to be reviewing these soaps here in the next week or so and putting out a video there. But just a quick shout out to Casey. He makes some awesome soap. You guys should check him out.
Casey, contact me. I'd love to check out some of your stuff. What's his website for the people out there?
So the website is, he'll probably put it in the bluebellsoap.com. www.bluebellsoap.com.
I saw already posted it on the bottom if you look through the comments. And for anybody that hasn't watched Scott's videos, he has my absolute fucking intro of all YouTube shavers, dude. I love that damn intro, David, bro. You gotta make me an intro. That shit's fucking awesome. I love that.
Thanks, man.
Turn off your video.
Yeah, I don't have the time to do
Thanks,
stuff.
Neither do I. That's the problem.
Also, really quick, Nathan, there's typically when we introduce someone on the show, we also ask where people can find out more about them.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more about you before we hop into any more of this shenanigan?
Of course, facebook.com/Nate Straits, all one word, or www.natestraits.com.
Okay, natestraits.com. Excellent. Okay, and we just covered. Yeah, Casey, I'm really interested in that. I really would like to check out that show, but it's been off my radar. How long has he been doing this for? Scott.
Oh, sorry. What? I'm sorry. I was there's so much going on my screen.
I've never even.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get used to this myself. More wine. But how long's Casey? How long's Bluebell been doing it for?
From what I know, it's just been a couple of years. The site went live on Saturday apparently. So, but from what I know, he's been in the process of making the soaps for a couple of years, like trying to refine it.
Sure.
And honestly, like the performance from this is on par with Barrister and Mann, Soap Commander, Mike's Naturals, Cold River Soapworks, those kinds of guys. Like it's.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It is really, really good stuff. Lathers quickly, easily, super slick, really well cushioned, and I just honestly I can't get enough of this.
I'm not going to mention it all here. Very cool.
Oh, sorry, and Phoenix Artisan accoutrements.
No, clearly I'm on a shelf of my own.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Yes, the clearance shelf.
Yeah. Another
Funny.
product that's been getting some love in my den this week is just my 1960 Fat Boy. That paired up with the Gillette Silver Blue is like money. It's such a good shaver. Love that. Last week I mentioned Fortitude from Soap Commander. I was talking a little bit about it, and this, like, if you're familiar with like Alta Innsbruck, it's like dead ringer for that.
Really?
So yeah.
How many ounces? Is that
it's
an
a full
8 ounce
size
soap? Is that 8 ounces?
So this is their winter.
How
This
much
is
does that
$15.
run for?
So wait a minute.
Okay. That's
Do we actually have a guest that's not familiar with Soap Commander and some of our artisans?
I know, right?
We have someone on the panel that's not familiar with us. Or the artisan.
Sorry, I figured it.
We need a new bald guy.
It's a given. I'm the new guy. I got to remember to. Anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been watching your videos for years, Scott.
Oh,
years.
Oh,
I've been doing this since January. Years.
Yeah, this shirt should say shave years, not shave life.
Yeah.
Shave years and some guy next to us.
Last two
Can you stop scaring our new members, because we can't break in another new member.
I know.
I know, right?
Next 100 shades.
I'm not coming back next week. No. Last two products are Royal Spice. This paired amazingly with that spice rack today. And then Bay Shave, Bay Rum Aftershave. So, David, you probably wouldn't like this, but this one is actually just with witch hazel. So the scent is not real strong and it doesn't stick around for a long time, but it's very good skin feel to it and like no burns. So if you have sensitive skin and like the Bay Rum scent, but maybe can't handle it because you have sensitive skin issues, whatever, then this might be a good option for you. It's made in California, I believe. Just bayshave.com, you can get it there. But I did a review video on that too. But excellent stuff. So that's it for me.
Very cool. Oh wow. Sorry, I'm on Twitter right now and I'm looking at I'm looking at us. David, what you got?
All I know is I really noticed that there's a lot of facial hair on this episode today.
Well,
I'm the only one. I'm the clean shaver, so I'm the only one that's clean shaven.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of facial hair for a fucking shaving show. That's odd.
I know, right?
Really, good God, we're horrible.
Message how we send.
Well, I could say I'm making razors so much I don't have time to shave, but that wouldn't be the truth.
Okay, but in terms of my gear this week, first off, I got a mail call from my buddy Peter Turcalis. I went ahead when he launched his site. Oh shit!
Yeah.
There you go. I went ahead and ordered his signature scent, Casablanca, which of course was made by our very own Douglas Smythe of the WS Roundtable. Awesome scent. It's rose and tobacco and God knows what else, but it's just smooth, and it's probably the manliest take I've ever smelled of a rose scent. You know, there's some other nice ones, like I loved Clark Cabernet or Cabinet, whatever the hell. Soap Commander Love is a really nice rose scent, but they're pure rose. This one right here adds some complexity to that genre, and it's fucking awesome, dude. The powderiness and from the tobacco it's just really nice. So just hell of a job, Peter and Douglas, for this soap. I just got it yesterday, so I got to shave with this one. I'm really excited to use it, and it's the Crown King formula. It's no secret that Douglas's stuff is some of my favorite shit. So, and this is just some other stuff that I like.
I'm
sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry.
I got an intermediate strap from Peter that it costs I think about $27. Not very expensive.
Hearing in. Hold up the camera for us.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me fix this.
What the crap is going on?
Wow, you use a finger.
Yeah. You need a better camera.
The cord from my headphones are getting in the way, so it's like bugging the shit out of me.
You know they make cameras that mount and stay in one spot, right?
Using duct tape.
I'm using my phone, Dave.
Well, if you're using his phone, he needs a tripod for his phone.
Hey, back to the main part of my shit here. So something that sets apart this strop. First off, it's very inexpensive. I know that's a sin according to Nate, so I'm sorry, Nate. I don't want to offend you. But
hey, it's fun.
Good place to start.
But something that I actually is really good for those beginner guys that are not trying to invest a 160 for like all the expensive strops. I understand. Straight razor shaving in general is a little expensive to start off. That scares a lot of people. Somebody that's just trying to dabble into the stuff real nice, put together by his wife and I think his mother-in-law. Something a little different that sets this apart from the normal strops. It actually comes with two of the linen strops. One of them is actually harder than the other one. So for those of you that actually like to use one of those chromium oxide crayons and stuff, I actually like the feel of the chromium oxide on the harder linen. And then whenever you just want to do your normal linen passes, you have a softer linen at the end. So that's actually real nice. And for $27, you can't really go wrong, so I really enjoy that.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Tight. Just hold it tight. I usually do too, which is something that I've always questioned myself in, because a lot of people say, oh, you don't want to hold it too tight, but I've always just been more comfortable with it really tight. So hell if I know.
Yeah, well, just remember from a manufacturer's standpoint, all the honing and everything you do on your stones is to set you up for proper stropping. That's what honing's for. Is to set you up for proper stropping. Stropping is the final polishing progression in your honing. So strops are important, but $27 for a starter strop is awesome. I mean, that's a great price. My favorite strops are probably the $80 ones from I can't even remember the website now. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I can't remember.
And then just for today's shave,
Vintage Blades, vintageblades.com. That's it.
Yeah.
Vintageblades.com or Vintage Blades LLC. Their $80 drop is probably my favorite for a beginner. But $27 is awesome.
David?
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Vintage
David,
Blades, isn't that a veteran-owned business?
Yeah, it is. Yep. It's veteran-owned.
Awesome.
Yep. I think they're under some new ownership, but it's still veteran-controlled.
That's awesome.
And owned.
And then actually for today's shave, I actually went back and used the whole lineup from Parasso. I used the pre-shave cream. I used the pre-shave cream. I used the actual cream itself. And one of my favorite aftershaves that I have a tendency to get lost in the shuffle is the Parasso green aftershave, man. My face feels awesome right now. I love the scent. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay very long, but this is good shit, man. This just feels really good on my face. So I really got to make sure it stays in the rotation a litit bit better than it has been, because it's good stuff.
Parasso doesn't get as much props as it should, because for what it is, it's a fairly inexpensive product, and it's classic. It's been around forever, but there's a reason it's classic. It's so good. That
I think it's been buried recently. I think it's been recently buried in the shuffle of all the new Artisans coming out of the woodwork. But I mean, you go back in the forums only 2 years ago, and Parasso was everywhere, and it's still for what's going on, it's still showing up a lot. So
that was other ones. So
yeah, exactly.
Parasso White
was in the tube.
No, in the tub.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't think Parasso's going anywhere.
No.
Arco, however.
Oh no, everybody's still buying stuff, but yeah, it's just
Arco.
Get that
doesn't get here. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Love it. But I hear that I could be wrong, but there was a rumor that Arco. Now I don't want to screw this up, and
they're changing toilet pucks.
Some I don't get it. I don't get the urinal puck, but some do. But I think they were doing away with the sticks, but they were keeping the tubs, or they were doing away with the tubs but keeping the sticks. If anyone out there,
hate mail now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get hate mail too for just saying that. But so if I'm making this up, let me know, because I dream about wet shaving sometimes, and the strangest things happen in my dream. But so I could be wrong there, but I think
Let's not go there.
Is the case.
Just real quick, guys. SR Hardy is asking for Khan's new website URL. I would type it really makes my phone really lag, but it is the straywhisker.com.au. So if somebody could actually type that in, the straywhisker.com.au. That would be the URL.
So he already launched it?
Well, I've been seeing it posted up. I haven't actually visited the site, but I've been seeing that URL on there. So either that's what it's going to be or is already.
It says it's currently down for maintenance.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
looked it up.
I chat with Con.
At least you could bookmark it and check back.
The funny thing about this whole thing is I chat with Con a lot. And the Stray Whisker, people were asking me, like, if my stuff was going to be there.
Or so.
And I was like, I would answer with a question mark. Like, what are you talking about? And I went up to Con. I was like, Con, when I finally figured it out, because I saw him use that as a hashtag, I was like, Con, are you calling your store the Stray Whisker? Because I thought he was going to call it Shave the Man. Not only is he calling it that, I was the first one he told he was going to call it that. He told me this in Pasadena, like, last year at some point. Right? Well, I didn't come up with it, but I
didn't figure it out until he started following me on Instagram under that name, and I was like, "Oh wait, oh that's Con." Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
It's kind of creepy. It's actually my email. My email is Whiskers, so it was like I didn't know if I was following myself on Instagram for a hot minute. Yeah, or I was dreaming. It was weird. So David, what else you
got? That's pretty much all I've used this week. But you know how you brought up Arco right now? It just reminded me of
Arco.
One of the videos that I got like the most hate from. We all know how Arco comes in the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I graded like 4 sticks into a glass bowl here.
Why the world did you do that, man?
Because people were sending me stuff, and I had a bunch of people send me a shitload of Arco.
That's gonna last you into the millennium, dude.
Yeah, I graded the whole shit in here, but I named my video just messing around. I named my video Arco de Condre. You know they have the heavy glass. Dude, I swear to God, that pissed off so many people. I got so many thumbs down from that video. I was like tripping out. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it was just a weird situation.
Well, you were toying with their emotions. They were happy for a second.
They're conflicted.
And these people are seldomly happy. So yeah.
You have some.
By that title.
There are some real Martin DeCondre loyalists out there. It's amazing.
And Arco. I'm sure.
And Arco, yeah, true. Both sides.
Camps. Yeah.
But don't you dare cross those two, because if you do, then
purists will get you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I still can't warm up to the scents from Martin DeCondre. I have not purchased a Martin DeCondre soap because I don't like the scents. I really don't.
And that's fair.
That is fair.
I just can't.
You know?
Yep.
Someone was telling me the Arco thing was a rumor, and that's all it was. Heavyfield 77. I love the future. You know, like with screen names. You know, we all sound like superheroes nowadays, like we're in the Marvel universe. Thank you, Heavyfield 77. Yeah. And the thing is, I probably know him. It's probably like John.
I know. I get lost in like Instagram and whatnot. Like when I see people's usernames, I'm like, who is that?
I know, and I feel bad. Like if I have a hard enough time, remembering people's regular names, never mind screen names, because they change sometimes from platform to platform. Okay, someone's saying, yeah, I'm guessing that's Dave saying that he has the same problem with XSpec, and I agree. I have the same problem with XSpec too. I can't get past that scent.
I can't either.
Guys, just for the audience to know when they write me, I can't really reply back because it really makes my phone go bonkers. So just know I am seeing your guys' messages on the screen. I try to start replying back and my whole shit goes nuts. So just know I am seeing your guys' comments.
But ignoring them. I have a question. David, are you done? You done with your Arco de Condre? Okay. So I'll move into mine, but before I do that, I have a question. How can you rescue a bad, dank-smelling shave croak? Tried aftershave, didn't work. I'm guessing you mean alter the scent of it, and if you used aftershave, that'd be a no-no, just due to the alcohol content. That would kill your lather or any potential to create lather. So you don't want to do that.
Soap is cheap. Throw that shit away.
Or trade it, or piff it, or you can get experimental with it. And if you do, just pick up a little bottle of essential oil. A strong smelling essential, maybe lavender or jasmine, something you like, and add like 3 or 4 drops on top of that before you lather up the next time, and that will hopefully
that's good advice.
Take over the scent or override the scent, if you will, that's already in there, or at least alter enough so that you enjoy it now. So you can do that. That's one way to go around it. But don't ever use an aftershave or buy new soap.
Just buy new soap.
And then some of you that are experimenting with melt and pores and so on and so forth. If it's your first time doing that, don't add aftershave to that either. That doesn't really work like that. use fragrance oils or essential oils, and so on and so forth. Okay, so what
going
have
on, David? You having issues?
He's having subscriptions.
No, I'm over here freaking out over here. I'm like, dude, if you have to go through all that process of putting essential oils on a soap, that better be the best performing soap ever that you want to say that stanky ass smell. Because good Lord, I would throw that.
Why MMV, David? Why MMV? Why? Because we like it. Regardless, this is what I've been using.
Just kidding.
Not just this. This is actually a handle. It's a Bakelite.
It's a handle?
It's a handle. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful Bakelite handle. It's vintage. I don't know who made it or what.
You could shave with just a handle.
No, I haven't used my DOC head with it. I just don't have it with me right now. So in the meantime, we put this little bolt in there to keep the dirt out of the threads. But this baby is something else. I don't recommend it to a shower shaver because there's very little grip on here or knurling. There's zero knurling. So if you were to use this, I recommend some loom on your hands maybe. But in the shower. But it's something else. The perfect weight. It's a little bit heavier than a typical Bakelite handle. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm a huge fan of Bakelite. And what else we got? Now this is I'm very excited for Mason Boutiques. Have you guys tried any of Jennifer's soaps yet? This stuff is awesome.
Never heard of it.
This is you've heard of Brush Guy, right? Matthew
Hardy.
This is his wife's.
Yeah,
this is his wife's soap company. So this stuff though, this is on par. The scent of this one, Josephine, is on par with. It just reminds me of something coming out of Germany. This reminds me of a German artisan. I don't know if it's Tabula Rasa or what's the other company? Starts with an M. It's got that weird letter in it. What is it, Scott?
Oh, Meisner.
There we go.
Meisner.
This is a great scent. Meisner. Well done, Jennifer. And that's Josephine. And I just got her shipment in today, so I'm now carrying it. And I think I'm the first guy to be the first vendor to be carrying it. So I'm very excited and flattered to be able to do that. But the bomb. What's up, David?
I think Brush Guy himself had came out with a soap, and I believe it was a melt and pour.
That was back
a melt and pour.
No.
Yeah, this is an actual hot process.
This is an actual hot process soap. I think it was Jennifer that was doing those melt and pours for him. I think that's when she first got into it. A lot of people start off that way, and so yeah. But I mean, these labels, and it's very well done, very well put together. I'm very pleased to have these now, and so thank you, Jennifer. And I think people will be very excited about her, and it's going to be around for a long time. And next is Floyd, and this is tribute. This is my tribute to Floyd Blue. I was too late in the game to grab any Floyd Blue. That has been discontinued, folks. And now it's selling on eBay for like $125, $175. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous prices for what used to be like $35. But so I've been using the Floyd Amber, and I just love this scent. I mean, this is like powdery. A lot of people, it's funny. It's so European that a lot of guys in the U.S. don't know about this. So they know about it, but they don't buy it because the bottle this big is like $40. So that scares people off. But honestly, this is going to last you forever. And speaking of Bakelite, this cap right here is also Bakelite. So it's really just classic stuff, classic smell. I mean, I love it. So couldn't get the blue. I moved too slow on that. But Floyd Amber, huge fan. I've been using that for the last few days after I had a great conversation about Floyd Blue dying. What else do I have? I also have this great new tonic I've been mixing with my gin. Fentimans. You guys ever tried that? This is botanically brewed. Fentimans. I highly recommend it. And it goes really well today, I'm noticing, with Boodles. If you can pick up some Boodles dry gin, it's the way to go. I'll tell you. People, and I'll say, I need to repeat this because people forget. You can get a gin and tonic. You can use the most expensive gin you can find, but it doesn't mean jack unless you use a quality tonic too. Don't mix it with that sugar water, people. Mix it with quality tonic.
The name of that gin makes me laugh because when I was growing up, so Boodles, yeah, in my family, so.
Tell me it was your nickname. Tell me it was your nickname.
No. When I was a little kid, my parents didn't like us to say the word fart. And so
do they now? Have they accepted this now?
They allow that now, yeah. We've all grown up.
Okay.
But my little sister, like we would say toot or something else like that. My little sister, when she was like 3, my dad was sitting next to her and just let one rip. And my sister looked at him and said, "Daddy boodled." And so boodle is now the word in my mind. It's the kiddie word for fart.
Wow, that's really kind of changes my whole. This was my favorite gin.
That was your favorite gin. Now,
tainted, so to speak. So again, it's been a very slow. I did actually try the Sudsy Soap Free again. I talked about this one last week. It's not really on many people's radars. Great soap, twice mint. I mean, it smells like bubble gum. It's really like mint, like a spearmint. So I'm guessing twice mint means it's peppermint and spearmint combined. But great stuff, great suds. So the Sudsy Soap Free. I mean, while we're talking about new artisan soap makers, that's one of them. Another one is Sapone de Paolo.
Sapone de Paolo. Oh, it's good stuff.
People aren't, this stuff, you need to try it. I want you to see this in more shades of the day. Paolo is making some excellent stuff here. This is only a sample vial. But look for it.
That one? Which one did he get you?
This is the vanilla and coconut cremoso.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those things, Douglas, when they're not active in social media, it's kind of harder to even know about it. There's so much shit that our well-known artisans are putting out all the time.
It's pretty new.
I don't know anything about his soaps. I don't know the scents he has out at all, so that's just when they're not involved in social media, it gets difficult.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to spread the word for these guys that some people just don't they don't handle or approach or find it appealing. It just doesn't work for them. Some people are shy. Social media is just not their thing, and they may be suffering because of that. But if there's people like us that do get off and get on it, we can just give them a shout out here and there, and so we do. So Paolo, keep up the good work. That's it for really my.
I did a review video on his soaps a month and a half, 2 months ago. Sapone de Paolo. It's good stuff, and the scents that he sent me. There's a Grume, if I pronounce that correctly. I don't speak Italian, but it's a citrus one that is really, really nice. And then a picante is what he called it. That's
spicy one.
Spicy. It's lavender and black pepper. That's money. It's really good.
Scott's videos, and that would be awesome.
What's that?
I just now we can only convince people to actually watch your videos, and
I know, right?
Paulo might be up and cracking now.
There's a bunch of them. Bosco is a really good one as well. That's cedar and vetiver, sweetgrass.
Oh yeah.
And then there's Conte is the lavender and black pepper. What is that noise?
That was a pillow being thrown at my face. Apparently my family is ready to go. We're gonna go look at some Christmas lights, so I'm gonna have to check out. But that was my wife's pillow being thrown at me. So
household there, Scott.
Yeah, we got a full. We're at my parents' house today, and so my sister flew into town. She's living in Texas. She flew in, and so we're all getting together. For brother from Portland is here and his family, and so it's full house. But yeah, we're gonna go see some Christmas lights. So I'm gonna check out. Sorry about that.
It's okay, Scott. Do it again.
Okay.
Well, guys,
thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.
We're winding down to the last.
I should give my farewell. Be smooth, everybody. See ya. Later, guys.
And we are at the last minute of the show, David. Is there anything else you guys would like to tack on before we cut out of here? Concerns, suggestions?
Any last
words?
Somebody sent me a question. Somebody actually sent me earlier in the week.
Keep doing what you're doing.
What would you guys recommend as some gifts for the wet shaver? Maybe a razor, a strop that's under $50 that you want to recommend to somebody.
A strop.
Yeah, a gift. For a gift for somebody, a brush, a razor, any of that kind of stuff.
Well, thank you. Whoever just said my razors are beautiful, that means a lot. Yeah, my razors are around $50, but that $27 strop you just showed for having two different types of linen, I think for under $50, I really don't know of a better strop than what you just showed. I mean, I've never looked at it, obviously, but I trust your judgment. If you say it's good, then I think that's probably a great gift. There's some good safety razors out there for under $50. I'm not going to comment on any of the sub $50 straight razors because I don't want to get in that.
That
gold dollars
becomes an absolute fucking disaster. Let's not do all that.
Yeah, so I'm not going to even talk about that. But yeah, I would say for a strop, definitely what you just showed, and then for soaps, everybody needs one of Mr. Smythe's soaps. So his soaps are pretty awesome.
Nathan wants to come back to the show.
I didn't hear that. Was that me? Was that my butt you were kissing?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Keep doing that.
Yeah. It's too bad that Void Blue's gone now because I'd recommend that, but that's over. You said over 160.
The price is hopping all around. It pretty much comes down to whatever people. No, David Kribis, not Void Blue. I don't think I'll be going that route. In fact, you know what, guys? Do you want to stay on for another 30 minutes, or should we cut out?
Yeah, sure. No, that's totally fine with me. I mean, if people have questions,
that works for me too.
Okay, cool. Then you know what, Jeeves, Ryan, can you hop on in? I have an open seat for you.
Jeeves of Hudson Street.
I don't know if I locked him out. If I locked him in.
Yeah, I think you actually closed that spot because I don't actually see it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, Ryan, if you're there,
I see it now.
Hop on in. Or at least tell me. Yeah. Go, Bryon. There he is.
There we go. One of our local artisans.
I can't see him, but I will give him props. Okay, we got the audio only.
Audio only.
Freaking bummer.
I wasn't prepared, gentlemen.
He has curlers in his hair. Yeah, this is our new platform, Bryon. So, and in fact, this goes out to all of our listeners and watchers. If one of us drop off, we'll probably end up pulling someone from the peanut gallery, and just for the sake of just keeping it interesting. So this is the second half hour of our show, and we have our second guest on. Bryon, how the hell are you? Let's talk about Jeeves of Hudson for a bit.
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm thrilled. Baby, I'm on the show. Sorry, that's my wife.
Those of you guys that haven't met Bryon, man, he's awesome, man. I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Chicago meetup, and he's nice people. You just all around. It's always good to nice people, and Bryan's one of them, man. He couldn't have been a nicer guy.
I appreciate it. I like shaving, and I like soaps, and I like razors. So.
You got what it takes, then.
Those are good things to like.
Good looking, so I'm assuming that the topics would be the thing that brought you here.
Yeah, definitely the topic, and I like watching you guys because a lot of times you have more fun than I do. So
no, I can't believe that. But Bryon, so what's going on? What's new at Jeeves? You have a new formula now. How's that doing? Are you getting a lot of great feedback from that? I know I'm really enjoying it, and I definitely see some contrast.
I finished up writing the new formula. It was 2 days before my youngest daughter was born, and I'm sitting there. I broke it down to 0.000 of an ounce. I'm working, and I got the scent strength right. I've got the post-shave feel going very well, and I haven't had any negative feedbacks for the last 4 months. So
nice.
I've been working on the formula. It'll be 2 years in January. Moving slow. You want to have it right before you move out, but I thought I had it on pretty good before, and I really impressed myself with the quality that I got out of this newest formula. So
that's awesome, man. You sent me that holiday scent. Was it the cran raspberry or cranberry pomegranate?
The cranberry pomegranate. I did that for Veterans Day.
That's awesome. I love it. So good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, Bryon, people are asking me. They're asking me to ask you, or they're asking you rather. How did you get started in wet shaving? When did this happen for you?
I was living in Heidelberg, Germany. I was working 2 jobs, going to college full time, and 18-hour days were the norm, really. There's at least 2 days a week I wouldn't be able to sleep, but I was fresh out of the Army, and going days without sleep, you're kind of trained for that. But I was getting paid too. Don't worry about that. But I was telling my buddy, Ronaldo Signs, he's an Army vet. He put me in a couple shave groups. I was telling him one day, man, my hobbies include showering, shaving, and sitting down, because I'm working a lot, and that's all the time. He's like, oh, what kind of razor do you use? I said, I use a Bic. I was buying them, a bag of them for $2, and he looked at me like,
I love it.
I love this. Even with the disposable razor, I shut the bathroom door, and I had some me time. But my first wet shaving experience, I went over to his house. I drank a beer with him after work one night, and he showed me all this stuff, and I was like, "You're crazy, man! What? It's shaving, But he set me up with the starter set, stick Arco, a shavette, and like a horsehair brush. And I used that for my first, year and a half of wet shaving with the shavette. And I remember going into class at the university the next day, and people were like, "Man, you need me to call the cops? Is everything going good at home?" Like, I had blood leaking from my face. I looked like I got jumped in a back alley somewhere. But, I honed my skills, and I finally picked up a safety razor. It was probably about 2 years into wet shaving. And, I go back and forth. I use all kinds of razors, and I like them all. But sometimes safety razor, it's easier to do every day in the morning real quickly.
I agree. Sorry, Nate. I agree.
It's okay. I'll agree with that too.
Germany, I see that you put that you were in Germany recently. Did you happen to see any of the straight razor manufacturers out there, or was it just like a factory?
I was hired by a factory out there to do some consulting, and I can't talk about it.
Can you say
this
what
is the
company it
best
was?
guest we've ever had? He can't talk about anything.
No, I can't talk about it.
Next time, just wear some red tape over your mouth, Nathan.
What I can tell you is they manufacture straight razors. They do a pretty good job, but they were running into tempering issues where they were dry grinding the razors, and they were blowing the tempers on the razors. So at the spine, the Rockwell hardness would be like 60, maybe even if that. And all the way down at the edge, it was at like 54. And so, and I'm finding that is a case with a lot of mass-produced razors, is that they're just blowing the tempers on them when they grind them, and they just don't care because they need to get them out the door. So went over there to Germany, spent a couple days over there, ate some awesome food, had some good beer. And yeah, that's good. Yeah. So,
is it one of the companies we all know about, or is this like a new company?
Can't tell you. Nah. Dude, I can't tell you these things. No, I can't tell you.
Nine! Papers, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, David. That's all we got.
Sorry, David. But, it was an awesome trip, and I got to see a lot of really cool stuff over there, and got to see one of the only anvil makers. There was a guest earlier that asked a question about anvils and blacksmithing stuff. Got to see one of the original and only custom-made anvil maker left in the world over there, called Rifling House Anvils, and that was pretty cool. But, yeah, Germany's an awesome place. I was in Dusseldorf, and we also spent a lot of time in Zulingen. So got to go to the City of Blades and see all the cool stuff over there, and I can't talk about it.
God damn it.
Maybe someday I'll be able to.
Don't ask me what I do. Don't ask me what I do.
Yeah, we do a lot of consulting though. One of the benefits of having all that cool stuff I was telling you about before with the metallurgy equipment and stuff is we have a lot of people now contacting us saying, "Would you test our stuff?" Because we can't do it or we don't have it. Cool. So, yeah,
that is very cool. Now, do they find you online?
Yeah, I mean, if you ever have any questions, you can ask me through my Facebook page. Nate Straight's.
No, I'm saying these big companies. How do they find you? How do they know you're doing this?
They find my number and they call me.
Really?
Yeah. That's how this contact. Yeah, I do some contracting and repair work.
Put some ads in the supermarket. They find them in Germany. They found it.
Yeah. No, but if a lot of you don't know, I don't mind telling people now, but I handle all the customer issues and the honing for the art of shaving. So they actually put me in contact or put this company in contact with me and give them my phone number. So I do a lot of work for the art of shaving. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I know who makes the razors for art of shaving. Is that a clue?
No, actually you probably wouldn't be able to figure it out if no. I can do that too. I can do this. So
actually I think I do know who's making the razors for art of shaving.
A lot of people. Dovo,
yeah. But they just can't talk about it.
No, but you still. I think even if you were to dig, there's no way you could figure out who this company is. So I can't talk about it. I know.
Does it begin with the letter A? No. Excellent.
No. I got to meet Ralph Ost. I got to meet Ralph Ost and have dinner with him. Great.
I've seen those pictures. If there's no pictures, it never happened.
You said take a picture or it never happened, so I took a picture with him. Really nice guy. He's making 50 razors a week. He's cranking them out.
Wow.
It's cool. It's just super, super impressive. How do you turn the camera?
Did you get the opportunity to see him
work? No, I have seen his work and I've honed several of his razors, but time was so short with our contracting gig that I wasn't able to see his shop this trip, but I'm hoping to go back and take a look at his shop. Got to see some of his new grinders that he's had built for him to help speed up the process, but really nice guy, very, very kind, definitely a great craftsman. So it was really nice to meet him.
Is there anything out there that you picked up that you may start implementing in your own razor making?
We argued a little bit about what kind of stones to use. So there's some stones out there I might give a try again, but other than that, it was really interesting comparing how we go about different processes. He's doing that drop forge method I was referring to earlier, which helps him get really close to the exact size that he's going to use. And then he removes everything that doesn't look like a razor like I do. So, but yeah, he does a really good job. And for the amount of work that he does and the prices that he has on his razors, I don't know what the retailing for over here in the States, but over there, his prices are very fair. I mean, he's working his butt off. Sorry, what was that?
They're about $130, I think, for the lowest model out here.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know how he can sell a razor for that much. I really don't. But you know, make
the only
money.
person making razors, or does he have other people working with him?
You know, I think. Well, it's Ralph Ost. It's I think it's. I might get this totally wrong. So please, everybody who's watching this, don't freak out if I say this. I think it's him and his father. I think. But I think he's the only one manufacturing the razors. I really do. If I'm wrong about that, then that's a funny comment. He's as far as I know, he probably is drunk.
Oh, he is.
He was shit faced last week. This week.
Was he? That's too funny. He hurt his arm pretty bad. You know, he's lifting too much weight. But anyways. Ralph is making 200 razors a month, which is hard to wrap my mind around because I'm making 30 to 40 a month. But then again, I'm in a higher price point than he is and a little bit more custom work, where his is, you know, take it or leave it. What he has is what he has. So, but it was really awesome getting to meet him. He's definitely an awesome craftsman.
Is there any particular material in terms of scales that you don't enjoy using?
Like
it's just stroke. It's finicky or something like that?
Horn.
Horn.
It's
Mammoth
to work with. Mammoth ivory.
Mammoth does.
Yeah, Mammoth ivory is really, really cool because you can get it fossilized or just mineralized. I prefer to work with the mineralized because it's like working with regular ivory. At that point, it's just pretty, Right. And but that's not so bad. We wear big respirators and we have a dust collection system, so it's not that bad. And if you take your time and you go slow with it, it's not that bad to work with. But horn, you get it too hot, it delaminates. You get it too hot, it flexes on you. You'll put it on a razor and come back the next day to straighten things out or to maybe hone the razor and it's bent on you overnight, because of humidity. So I hate this stuff, but people love it.
And I have my last question. I'm sorry. I told you I really love this guest this week. So I was like, I have a bunch of questions.
Well, yeah,
Is there any other razor makers' work that you admire? Any other custom razor makers that you actually admire the work that they do?
Off the top of my head, Ralph does a good job. I mean, Ralph is really bringing it. He's making quality product. I don't know if he's making any stainless razors. I personally stay away from stainless. But I'd have to say to give props to my dad because he showed me everything. I'd have to say my father, but of course he's in a price point that's like up here. It's just crazy. My dad's cost on his razors. Robert Williams does a good job. So shout out to Robert Williams. He does a pretty good job. He's been in it a lot longer than I have. He's been in it about as long as my dad has. I'm trying to think. There's some startups, like Portland's trying really hard, and I think they're bringing a pretty decent product to the market for the price. Heart Steel, I know all those guys because they live near me. JD Armin and Bruce Gregory and a couple of the other guys from Heart Steel with Classic Shaving. They do a good job. And probably also Luke's company, Grim Blades. They're making a really inexpensive full hollow ground razor out of 01 tool steel. And what do I think of Maestro Levy razors? You guys aren't going to like the answer if I tell you. No, Maestro
controversy.
I'm going to dive in here. We'll see the kind of backlash I get. Maestro
this has nothing to do with me, people. Views expressed by my guest have nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
go on,
so
Nathan.
Let's put that caveat up there. Maestro Levy is a very talented craftsman. If he wasn't, they wouldn't. The Italian government would not have given him the title of Maestro for sure. But his razors for the price point, I think the craftsmanship could be a little higher. But that's my personal preference. And the guy's also like 85 years old. So there you have it. I said
not a steady hand. Not a steady hand anymore.
No.
I respect what Maestro Levy does, but personally, his style is not one of my preferences. I actually don't really like his style of razors. I appreciate what he does and respect what he does, obviously.
Same here.
But I'm not a big fan of his style of work. It's just, again, a personal preference.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, his razors are ground correctly. The measurements are good. The tempering's good. The steel choice is good. But I'm just not a fan of the quality and the fit and finish. So it has nothing to do against him. He's a great artist, and I know a lot of people really like his stuff, but I'm just not a fan. Sorry.
Now,
everybody.
David, you made me think of something earlier. This is kind of just. This is a panel. We talk about different things revolving around the wet shaving world. So it's not to steer too far away from this because it actually ties in with David's state of mind right now. He brought up how he's a huge fan of yours, Nathan. Yeah. Uncomfortably so for most of us. But I mean, that brings me to the point of fanboyism, which is something I remember when I first came into the wet shaving world. I heard this over and over again. I didn't really understand it because where I come from and where I grew up, being a fan of something isn't really a bad thing. You buy the T-shirt, you go to the concert, you're a fan. But they use it so derogatory in certain forms, like fanboy. Oh, he's a fan, and I didn't get it at first. Like, yes, I am. I'm a huge. It's like, oh, that's a bad thing. And I just want to say this to all the people out there watching. I don't think it is a bad thing. I think it's okay to be a fan of something and be proud of that. But what do you guys think about fanboyism? I mean, it's an interesting topic.
Well, for me personally, Douglas, I don't think it's just about being a fan. I think you got to remember the root word, what it actually means, fanatic. And when you become a fanatic, it kind of takes it a step further. And when you start defending everything they do, whether it's right or wrong, I think that's where people I guess people like to hear opinions that are unbiased. So when they feel that you're unnecessarily defending a bad choice, I think that's where they get it from.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously,
but how do you know it's a bad choice? Like, I mean, if you're a fan of something,
it's a matter of opinion. That's subjective. That's subjective. And if people's like, what happened with your ordeal? I don't want to get into details of that bullshit because it's just ridiculous. But some people felt that you were dead wrong and you were a jerk for doing it. Those of us that felt differently and defended you, to those people that felt that you were dead on wrong, thought we were only defending you, they're thinking, yeah, even though he does wrong, but he's just defending them because he's a fanboy. There really shouldn't be nothing wrong with being a fan, but when some people think that you're taking it that step further and siding with them, like I'm giving up my morals and my standards just because I like your fucking shave product. I think that's where it's more coming from.
You still want to babysit your children.
So not for shave soaps.
Yeah, I guess maybe I just don't understand the term fanboy then, I guess. Because I to me it wasn't so. I don't know. What were you going to say, Nathan?
From a maker side, and maybe some of you guys can agree with this too. From a maker side, fan side, I've got a ton of fanboys, some fangirls too. I've got some fangirls out there.
It's the beard.
It's the beard. No, they're actually straight razor shaving their legs with my razors, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
But from a maker's point of view, sometimes the fanboy stuff can just get annoying. When you're out in the shop trying to work and everybody just wants you to drop what you're doing and answer the questions, it's a pain in the neck, really, sometimes. But I agree with what David's saying about not compromising your morals and stuff. You can be a fanboy, but if people are telling you something bad about the maker or the artisan that's true, like there are people that will want to complain to me about another maker's product and have me go and talk to the maker and fix it. I'll be like, no, you go talk to them, but they won't do it because they're a fanboy of that maker. And so, it's annoying sometimes, but I love the fanboys. They keep buying my stuff. So I'm not going to complain too much.
I guess where I see it, well, someone did point it out to me from their perspective that fanboys can do you more harm than good sometimes by making you look bad too. But I'm not talking about fanboys defending people or
okay.
Aligning themselves like ethically or so on and so forth, whatever. I'm talking about like people that just appreciate something and just they're excited. They're new to wet shaving. They're excited about a product. They're screaming from the rooftops and they like it. They genuinely like it and they like what they're feeling. Like that's the people I hate seeing pissed on by these people. Call them fanboys. Like it just cheapens what they're doing, and that's what I'm talking about. So again, maybe I have the definitions. Again, it's a new word it's not new anymore, but I mean, like, maybe I just always misunderstood what they meant by that.
No,
I don't know.
People who jump on and they get really excited about wet shaving, I mean, they're what help perpetuate the desire to buy and learn new things. I mean, if you didn't have new people joining the wet shaving community as a whole, I mean, we'd die off in a year. So, having fanboys and people getting super stoked and excited about products, it keeps, especially for us artisans, it keeps the money coming in. So I'm totally happy. So
yeah, interesting. Okay, I'm looking over to the Bryon. Are you still there?
Roger that, sir. Roger that.
Right. Sorry, we don't see you, Ryan, so it's hard to come in, Bryon. Breaker 214. So, Bryon, what are your thoughts on that?
People are going to like what people are going to like, and there's all sorts of different people out there. So
you could be a politician, Bryon.
Well, let's not go that far. But I appreciate feedback, good and bad. I love having fans, and I love the haters too, because really they kind of force me to be better with my product.
They force you to grow.
And some of the groups they do get pretty cutthroat sometimes with the comments and whatnot, but it's just shaving, guys. Shave on, It's a hobby. Do it because you love it.
Yep.
Exactly.
I agree.
I don't really. I don't even like the word fan. I think to me it's kind of silly. Like, I like when new bands are like talking on TV. It just sounds so pretentious. Like, we'd like to thank the fans. Like, I consider it more. I mean, since I know so many people, it's more like friend boys or friends than fans. It's just like, who the hell am I? Fans. It's like so. It's, and you bring up a good point. It really is. At the end of the day, it's just shaving.
I think friends is an important word to throw out there, because when you go to these meetups and whatnot, a lot of the meetups, you're not really trying to sell product. You're more there to socialize with people. And I think if you've never been to a meetup, you should definitely put forth the effort and go, or even do a small one local to you, or
yes, build it and they will come.
It's about the brotherhood involved, and you're talking to these guys every day online, or you're seeing them constantly, and it's always a good thing to talk to them in person. So I think friends is a much better term than family.
Yeah, and people are agreeing with you 100%, Bryon. And yes, James, Judy, you can be my friend boy. Yes.
Something we didn't mention this episode that we've been mentioning on most of our episodes. Any upcoming meetups coming up?
Looks like there's a Kentucky one. Is that what KC is? Or is that KFC? KC meetup only 6 months away. So Kansas City, yeah, it's coming up only 6 months.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, as for
I do have the Big Shave West has been scheduled for April 23rd. I do believe you said it was, Douglas. So everybody,
I'm pretty sure that's what we settled on. So yeah,
if you have any questions, hotel advice, or areas to stay in, man, go ahead and feel free to contact us.
Yes, definitely. I do recommend. Well, I personally enjoy the Marriott only because I'm a card-carrying member and I get points and flight miles from using it. And since I buy so much raw material, I always use my card, so I get free stays, at the Marriott. And not only for that reason, it's also like 2 blocks away from Old Town Shaving, right in the heart of Pasadena. So that's why I go there. But yeah, if you
people that need a little bit longer, man, if they want to actually get to experience Los Angeles, man.
If you want to actually get to experience David Gonzalez, yeah, definitely fly in earlier. He will take you to every restaurant up and down the strip. Look at that smile. That's a well-fed boy right there. But yeah, no. As for meetups, Con and I recorded the podcast last week that still is yet to come out. But as I mentioned that, I really don't have anything on the radar yet that's solid. I did just create a meetup, a wet shaving meetup Facebook page. In fact, it's called Wet Shavers Meetup page, I believe. So find that and hop on there if you're interested in creating a meetup of your own. Because again, you might have thought I was joking around, but when I said if you build it, they will come. But they will. So I mean, all it takes is starting up a Facebook page. Let's say Yugoslavia Wet Shavers, for example, and then just get people to join that are local and make that meetup happen. You just need to set a date and find a place to do it. But yeah, if you go to the Wet Shavers Meetup page on Facebook, we'll help you make that happen. We can offer all the advice you want, and as well as much more. So join that, and also it's a great place to post upcoming dates so that we may announce them in the future on this show and on our other shows. So that said, we are winding down, folks. We are it just goes by so fast, doesn't it, guys?
It does go by really fast.
Well, I'd like to thank all of you who came aboard this week to watch our new show. I mean, I feel refreshed and recharged and renewed, if you will, or renewed, being on Blab. So thanks to all who pushed us to do this on Blab. I think it's a lot better, a lot less dramatic as it has in the past on Google. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
We're getting really
yeah.
I love good feedback.
Yeah.
Bottom, man. So it's
okay. So, the 5 seconds I saw was great. That's what's up? Can somebody answer my question on Twitter, or in this case on Blab? That little egg image as the avatar
profile photo.
Yeah, but
people they haven't uploaded.
No, I get that, but what's with the egg? What made them choose the egg? Well, we'll just give them an egg.
Their logo is a little bird, so it's like before they hatch.
David Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, brilliant. He's brilliant.
That's That's why he makes the big bucks.
Yep, that's why he makes the big bucks. Well, again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I know I said this week I was going to announce the winner or pick a winner for the Shavette, the Crown King Shavette, one of a kind, Rasta Shavette. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. But I swear, next week we will get to that, and I'll be able to spin the wheel once more.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, so that'll be next week. I believe Nathan Clark will be with us next week.
Sweet.
Yes. Yeah, Nathan Clark should be on board next week. And hopefully Nathan Zowada will be in our peanut gallery.
Yeah, I'd love to. If you guys ever want to have me back on or have more technical questions about straight razors.
We don't want to have you back on, but we do want – no. Definitely, I would love to have you back on. In fact, I would like to have you back on with you in the shop, giving us a tour or whatnot. That would be –
yeah, we can totally do that. That'd be
awesome.
You're
allowed to tell us.
Yeah, I can show you the shop, no problem. I wish there was a way to share screenshots and things on Blab, but
I know
we'll just have to wait for them to add that. But
yeah.
Well, if you're not going to have me back on, I guess I'll have to send back the check, right?
yeah, exactly. No, we'll have you back on soon. I would love to do. My whole new thing is I want to see the stuff being made. I want to take people into the shops, and so
sure.
You're one of the people I'd like to check out. So thanks again for joining us.
Anything we want, we just can't ask a question about anything.
No, man, if you guys were to ask me, more questions about me making stuff, I could have answered those. But the questions about my contract work and all the contracting and relations I have, like if you asked me more about the art of shaving contract that I have, I couldn't tell you because there's non-disclosure agreements. So sorry, it's just part of doing business.
And one last time, Nathan, how can people find you if they want a job done?
If you want honing, basic or full restoration, or if you want a new razor, which I'm out of stock, so you'll have to be patient, you can go to www.natestraits.com or facebook.com/natestraits.
And Bryon, how can people find out more about your soaps?
Google me. Or YouTube, jeevessoaps.com. Special thanks to Arlie Canterbury for helping me out with that website. Don't laugh at my goofy photo up there.
It's a great photo. It's a great photo.
It's got to make people smile.
It's Jeeves. We all have alter egos. And David Gonzalez, where can people buy one of these lovely T-shirts?
Yes, you could get your Shave Life T-shirts
Shave
or
Life.
also the True T-shirt. That's right, Shave Life, hashtag.
I'm punk rock.
Yeah, I can do it.
Excellent.
You can go there and pick those up at SoSharpLimited.com. You could also contact me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube under SoSharpDavid, all one word.
Wonderful, folks. And you can find out more about me and what I do at PhoenixArtisanAccoutrements.com or at the man blog, howtogrowmustache.com. And that's mustache, MOUSTACHE. So thanks again for joining us for another Wet Shavers Roundtable, episode 25. And we'll be checking back in, same bat channel, same bat time, 6 p.m. next Saturday. Until then, ciao. Oh, finger point.